Hey guys and girls, Dave here with Affordable Door and Gate. I wanted to make a updated video regarding smart service. So we finally took the leap and went into a CRM, which has been, let me just say, godsend. It's the best thing since sliced bread. But you have to start somewhere. So we started out with smart service, and we started learning as we were using it, some problems. And some of the problems that we're running into with smart service is that basically you have to have a computer that's the host. So it's not like a cloud. It doesn't work like Google. It doesn't work like if you use, I use QuickBooks Online. And so with this computer having to be a host, our secretary works from home. So she actually has to remote into a second computer in our office, and she has to basically use that computer. So that computer is basically rendered useless to us. We can't use it because if she's on it remotely, if we touch it, it boots her off. So I have to bring in a laptop to use while she's using that computer. And then we have the other computer in the next, just right next door, that is the host, which our one guy, he can be on it, but it's just an inconvenience because sometimes we have power outages. Sometimes I shut the power down to the shop if we have bad storms coming because I don't want everything to get fried and zapped, because I go to way too many customers that have power issues, and it's the horror story. You go there, we lost a microwave, we lost a fridge, we lost a TV, and we lost the garage door opener. And I'm going, oh boy, and I'm like, and insurance is only going to cover this or this. So I don't like being in those situations. But anyways, that's not the point of this video. So with smart service, I can't make a job out in the field from my phone. So that's kind of that's no good. It has to be remoted in, or you like I said, I can't go to just any computer and log into it and see it. And I can't create a job. So you can get more users on it, but you have to pay. So this is a number that they're throwing at me. I wasn't a real big part of this, but they're telling me right now, we're going to be switching over to, we're trying out Jobber right now. And I'll do an updated video on that to let you know how Jobber's working out. A couple things I really liked about Jobber was, it was actually, I learned from a friend of mine. He stopped in and was showing me on his phone that he can do it. He can he can do everything from his phone. So he can assign jobs to workers in the field. And I like that it's a cloud base. I think it runs about 170-ish, maybe dollars or something a month. So you can get a little bit cheaper if you pay for the year. But right now, since we're kind of in a learning curve, I said, let's not do it. Let's just do the monthly, pay a little bit more, because we might switch over to something else eventually too. So I said, it's better to, take the whooping now than to be in a system that we're 10 years into, and now we're like, how are we going to get all this data switched over, and who's going to be compatible and communicate? So I just wanted to at least give you an update that if you are thinking about using smart service, I personally don't like smart service. I mean, it works. It's very primitive to me. It's not very animated. It feels like trying to use like an old BlackBerry to having like an iPhone or an Android nowadays. It's very primitive. So it's been a great tool to get us where we're at now. There was a couple things that videos are kind of hard to link, and we're getting to be pretty video oriented, where we take a lot of videos of our jobs and stuff, and I want that to all be recorded. And then also the pictures, it doesn't really show on the front page, and then it'll when it shows them, unless you put a title next to them, it's not like you can just scan through it like your phone, where you can scan and look and kind of go, oh, I'm wearing a hat in that one, that's the one I wanted. It's just a blank, and it's got to be titled. So it's just kind of gruesome to go through and try to find pictures in it. And I think there's some things that they could do to really improve on it. But so far, I really haven't seen a lot of updates, not in the level of where I want. So I'm kind of a big believer. Whoever has, sometimes whoever has the most advertising is spending the most money in research and development. And I kind of feel like we got a little bit duped into smart service because it links to QuickBooks, and we didn't know. We didn't know. And I'm totally happy with what we've done. It's just that we basically paid for the whole thing up front, and it was a lot of money, and versus paying some monthly, I think, fee or whatever. And then you have to buy users. So like, I think we have, I don't know, 3 or 5 users or something, but we need more because we have more subcontractors. And if we do that, from what I understand, we have to buy a license agreement for them to have it on their phone. Well, we alternate guys so much that that's just not going to happen, because then you're going to have to pull it from them and then reactivate. It's just a big pain in the butt, and it's like $600. So it's not cheap. So with Jobber, it just gives you basically like up to, I think it was like 10 users, and you can just pretty much from a computer, you can assign them to people, and it's just an app. It's really, I think it's going to be a little bit more streamlined. So I'm not saying that's going to be the silver bullet, but it's definitely the next move that we are making. So if it is something in your business that you are considering about doing a CRM system, which I highly recommend, even if it is Smart Service or Jobber, or there's one that's, I think it's a Cadillac, which I'd love to do, but it's super expensive, which is Service Titan. That one looks like the cat's meow, but the price is pretty high. And they won't let us do like a free trial of any sort. So that's what kind of bums me, because if they at least give us a month to play with it, hey, if I'm not afraid to spend the money if it's got the goods, but I don't want to spend the money and then try to learn it and spend 6 months into it and still go, this is not what we thought it was going to be. So definitely highly encourage you to get a CRM system. It's been great. It was a huge learning curve at the beginning, but it pays off so much in the end, for the secretary to your service, your sales, all that kind of stuff, these guys, because it's all the information is just one spot, all the details, all the pictures, works awesome. So if you're not doing it, I highly encourage it. I did it for years with paper, and that was a nightmare. Paper still has a role. We ran into a customer yesterday that wanted a paper form, and my sales guy forgot to bring, because he took his personal car for that job. But it's a learning curve, and it's just is what it is. So I hope that's helpful for you guys. If you like this video, and it might help you out in the future with, like I said, Service Titan, Smart Service, or Jobber, or I'd like to hear what you guys are using down below, because I'm just in this boat, rowing away just the same as you, just trying to learn which way to go. So comment, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. I'm trying to put out some useful content that you can use in your business. And I'm also like to hear the feedback, because I read the comments, and I try to get back to as many guys as I can if it's a good, valid question, and I think it has some merit to it. So anyways, hope you guys are doing good today. Take care, and I'm out. See ya.